On Friday afternoon, the Democrats perpetuated yet another hoax on the American people when Attorney General Merrick Garland made the following announcement regarding the investigation into the president's son, Hunter Biden.
I'm here today to announce the appointment of David Weiss as a special counsel, consistent with the Department of Justice regulations governing such matters.
First off, it's not consistent with government regulations, but would you expect any less from the DOJ, aka the Department of Joe? See, what makes a special counsel special is you're supposed to bring in a lawyer from the outside, not just outside the Department of Justice, outside of the U.S. government. Statute 600.3 states right there, the special counsel shall be selected from outside the United States government. And as Attorney General of Biden's home state of Delaware since 2018, David Weiss is hardly a non-member of the government. Legal experts across the country agreeing that Weiss should have never been chosen.
The appearance of justice is so important in a case like this, and the appearance of justice is not satisfied when the appointment is in violation of the rule. And I think this gives Congress much more authority to start questioning Garland, to start questioning Weiss, and not to accept the notion, well, it's under investigation. That's not a constitutional barrier to checks and balances.
Checks and balances. That's how our government is supposed to be run. But our scales of justice is more lopsided than Lizzo and a toddler on a seesaw. That's why this sudden appointment of David Weiss as a special counsel into Hunter's business deals simply makes no sense. Weiss is the one who gave Hunter the sweetheart deal that has now fallen apart thanks to Judge Mariella Norica, who said she couldn't sign, seal, and deliver a deal that granted Hunter even future immunity. So why assign Weiss as special counsel now? On March 1st, Garland said Attorney General Weiss already had full authority over the Hunter Biden case.
The U.S. Attorney in Delaware has been advised that he has full authority to make those kind of referrals that you're talking about, or to bring cases in other jurisdictions if he feels it's necessary. And I will assure that if he does, he will be able to do that.
But clearly, Weiss couldn't do much of anything when it came to holding Hunter accountable for all of his many alleged crimes. Now, remember these two brave IRS whistleblowers, Joe Ziegler and Gary Shapley? They testified last month before the House Oversight Committee that standard investigative steps were blocked, that they were steered away from analyzing Joe Biden's role in his son's business dealings, despite multiple communications that clearly implicated Joe Biden as the big guy. Shapley also testified that Weiss told him, as well as several others during a meeting, that he also asked for special counsel status back then, but his hands were tied and he was denied.
What did he say? Can you put your mic on there? What did he say?
Yes, he told me he was not the deciding person on whether or not charges were filed. He told us that D.C. U.S. Attorney had declined to allow charges. He told us that he had requested special counsel authority from Maine DOJ and denied that authority.
And was denied.
That's correct.
Were you the only guy in that meeting?
I was not.
How many other people were there?
There were 7 total people, including me.
He also even wrote up a follow-up email documenting all of this, by the way. And after Shapley's account became public, Weiss then wrote a letter to Senator Lindsey Graham. You see a little part of it right there, denying Shapley's story, basically calling him a liar. In part, he wrote, to clarify an apparent misperception and to avoid future confusion, I wish to make one point clear. In this case, I have not requested special counsel designation. If this is all confusing to you, let me make it all simple. Garland and Weiss have repeatedly lied to you at the behest of their boss, Joe Biden. Why appoint Weiss as special counsel if already he had full authority, as you just heard Garland say right before? Sadly, millions of Americans don't know this backstory, the true story. They probably never even heard of the IRS whistleblowers, and if they did, they think they're liars. After all, this is how MSNBC's Joe Scarborough described them.
They're just throwing things at the wall because they're so desperate. They don't want Americans to hear that a judge called Donald Trump a rapist. They don't want the American people to focus on the fact that Donald Trump stole nuclear secrets.
Lies, lies, and more lies by state-run TV. And that's why this special counsel appointment is another Russia, Russia, Russia. The Democrats want to stop Weiss from being able to testify under oath before Congress next month, to let the statute of limitations on Hunter's charges run out because they're about 5 years. Ultimately, this is another hoax to make Americans think that the Department of Justice actually cares about justice. All the DOJ cares about is controlling an investigation that they have yet to start because they already know where it will end. Joe Biden. Again, they've had this case for 5 years. There will never be any real charges so as long as Biden remains in charge. Because, guys, this is corruption. Rather than do its job, the DOJ is simply too busy doing the bidding of the Biden White House, trying to stop Trump from winning the White House again. That's why this upcoming presidential election is more than just about Trump. Really, it is. It's about taking our country back. Remember, corruption is a cancer that thrives on complicity, silence, and fear. And its only cure is the truth spoken by the brave.